we have some more to talk about the next gen car. Today was their second day of testing at ISM Raceway with Joey Logano behind the wheel. We're going to look at some of Joey Logano's quotes, what he said about the car, what he said about the day, and then we're going to look at the car itself. Let's start off with looking at the car. A little bit different, and the first thing you're going to notice about this car as you look at it, if you zoom in, there is a small ass spoiler. That's right. Everyone's complaining about these humongous spoilers that they have on the car, and you know, people are getting all mad. Dale Jr., he wasn't mad about it, but he labeled it a giant ass spoiler. Well, now it's small, so everyone's happy about it. The back end of the car, I never saw it from this angle, but it looks smaller than recent cars. The back end just looks smaller, but that's that angle. That's just the main thing I wanted to show you from that angle. Everything else looks the same. From this angle, the hood vents, the front of the car, the splitter, and then obviously the new spoiler is completely different. And now as we look at the back of the car, look at the back of the car. I'm telling you, it looks wider. It just looks wider compared to this year's car, or 2019's car / 2018's car. The car itself just looks so much wider. Like, that's all I gotta say. It just looks wider. Wider, different spoilers. They're obviously testing different things just to see what works and what doesn't work. Joey Logano said something on it. Let's go ahead and get to his quotes. But Logano is the second driver to test the car after Austin Dillon did so in October at Richmond. Logano said, "We're trying things on different extremes, a lot of downforce, and then a little downforce, and then figure out what's going to make the best racing." So NASCAR trying to figure out what's going to be the best racing for the fans. Logano said in the media release, "Then you go from there to make the next step, bring some more cars. We're still in the preliminary stages, but we definitely have some cool pieces to the car." Compared to what he races now in the Cup Series, Logano said a major difference in the car is its brakes, which I found interesting. The brakes are way bigger on this thing. It stops really good, where our brakes now are way smaller as we try to take weight out of them, sorry. So trying to get used to that will be one thing. Some of the steering is way different, but that's still one of the things we want to adjust when the car gets loose with this next gen car. It doesn't come back until the driver steers the car back. It doesn't fix itself. And that puts it more in the driver's hands, and I like that piece. It's going to be challenging, but I think you'll see more mistakes on the racetrack, which makes, in my opinion, better racing and more passing opportunities. I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, that's what I want to see. I want to see drivers up on the wheel. I want to see them diving into the turns, having to drive it. I don't want to see them just kind of flooring it the whole lap. I want to see some driver skill in it. I want to see them diving in the corner. I want to see them test different lines. When they get loose, I want to see them have the ability to save the race car and not just be able to lift. I want to see them work the wheel. I want to see that. That's what I want to see. I want to see racing. I want to see freaking drivers going at it, driving that thing like it's a freaking on skates, or not on skates, on ice. I want to see that. Like, looking back on 2011, Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson battle. That's one of the greatest battles I've seen in my NASCAR fandom. You got two of the best drivers of all time driving on old tires, just freaking going at it, sliding all over the place, not wrecking each other, and keeping control of their cars when they easily could have wrecked those things. I mean, they were on old tires, they were sliding, they were spinning, they were freaking doing everything. Like, go watch that battle if you haven't watched it. It's incredible. But man, I like it. So that's all I got on that. But that's the next gen car, another test. So more tests will probably happen next year, I'd assume. They're going to test different things out. I'm assuming they're going to test out different engines, different spoilers, different a lot. But as I said, spoiler was the biggest difference today. Nothing else really. Pointed out some minor things, but other than that, it's a nice car. I don't know what else to say. So thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, leave it a big fat like. If you want to subscribe, which you do, you're going to subscribe. New YouTube terms came out today. Apparently they're like deleting stuff, so hopefully I don't get deleted.